Oh, I love a lot of things about teaching. I think it's just that interaction. I spent 20 years in corporate. So I'm coming from corporate, I'm coming into teaching. Every day is a different experience. No day is quite the same. And you might have prepared something, but what you actually get in the classroom might just blow your head off. So for me, teaching is a beautiful experience. It's a way to get to know people, meet people, and to really add value to someone's life, to know at the end of the day, I actually helped that person achieve their English language goals. So that's the most.
Oh, I love the kids. I love my students so much. I would, growing up when I was younger, I was one of those kids in school where, like, if someone was struggling, the teacher would put you with them and you would work with them for the rest of class.
Oh, the
so
rescue.
I kind of, yeah, a little bit. So I kind of grew up with sitting and supporting and helping someone move along throughout something. And so, getting to this point where I'm the adult in the situation and not just a peer is really lovely to be able to work with them and see them respect you, see them respect that they are learning and that they want to be learning, and see how they can progress. I mean, immediately they'll pick something up and they can move with it, which is incredible.
God, so many things. I love that I get that no class is ever the same. I think that's the thing that most amazes me, is that I can hold the same lesson with different groups and have an entirely different experience, both positive and negative, but it never fails to amaze me.
Teaching is good because you learn a lot from your students, and you also learn to adapt as well, because if you're a schedule orientated person, you will learn to be able to be flexible. So you need to be flexible. So don't expect that you're going to have a strict routine. You need to sort of be able to change.
The biggest reason I love teaching is because it is easily the most rewarding position that I've held in my life thus far. At the end of just about every day, I go home with, just such a fulfillment and general happiness for what I've done during that day. Even though, sure, I myself might not have accomplished anything. All I really did was just, maybe show kids how to do, okay, let's cut stuff out today and then we're going to glue it onto a paper. Just like very basic stuff. It's very incredible to see all these, babies basically learning how to do all the very basic things that we as adults do in our everyday lives. So, well, I guess we don't cut out and glue stuff every day, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just incredibly fulfilling teaching. I would say at the end of every day, I just feel really happy to be doing what I'm doing. And a lot of that has to do with working with young kids because, their curiosity and their happiness and just they look at the world with very bright eyes, and that's a beautiful thing.
That's a big part of why I'm doing this. Communicating with so many, like a colorful array of faces and personalities, and it's a big part of it. And like creating memorable moments for them to remember even after years. And that's a big part of what I'm trying to do, like creating something memorable for them to remember even after a long time. A good moment.
I think getting to engage and interact with the kids and seeing them actually process the information you've taught them and them getting to actually use it, in their conversation and getting them to practice English. I think that's really rewarding and valuable to see that, what you've taught them and the things that you've engaged them with is actually making sense for them, and they're getting to use that in their daily lives. I think that's really rewarding and special to see.
I'll put it this way. In Polish, you have the words uczyć się and uczyć, which that means to learn and to teach, and they're almost the same thing. What I think is that the more you teach, the better you teach, the more you learn, and it makes your own. The more you can teach, and the more successful you can be, the more it makes your own learning process clear, and the more you learn about how well or how poor you're learning yourself. So I've been finding that. I mean, the more I've been getting into situations, and if I get feedback about how I teach, the more I'm actually able to learn and improve my own skills and interests?
Wow, that's a great question. What I love about teaching is that, in my opinion, I think teaching is the best form of learning. Right? I like to learn new things every day in my life. When I'm teaching, I'm learning a new language at the same time. I'm learning from the kids. I'm learning Polish. I'm learning about human nature, and also teaching is a very rewarding profession in the sense that you are part of somebody's progress in life. You understand? To see somebody not being able to say a single word or not being able to say something correctly, but then, improving on that aspect and actually doing that something with that in their life, becoming somebody which you had something to do with. It's ineffable.
I love the kids. They are all eager, fun, and their unique personalities are interesting to me. To watch the interaction between them and their families is also fun. The cultural differences between students, my experience with students here and students in the U.S. is completely different. I've said before that in a lot of ways I view Warsaw and Poland generally kind of having a 1980s USA feel to it. And perhaps that's just because that's when I was growing up. But the students, generally speaking, are much more respectful, and you get an opportunity to teach. It's less about discipline and much more just about teaching the material to people who are eager to learn it.
I love it when a student grasps a word or repeats what you say perfectly and then they start saying it. Or when you do an art project and you say a particular word like sock and they just lose it and just say this constantly.